Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. It is 6/6/2022, June 6th. It's Monday. We got two charts to show you that look very, very similar. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. Our Twitter is @HappyMoneyYT. You can follow us on there, and we have a Discord server. Link for that's in the description. It's free to join. Today is pretty slow overall. We're looking at some TA on GME. I closed out of a lot of my positions on GME. Today I basically was saying if it doesn't rip and it's low volume, then I'm not bullish, at least for the short term. SPY. I always show SPY and GME, and one reason is because oftentimes they're very similar. And I was looking at the daily chart, and the GME algos have literally been switched on to SPY since 2021, this entire year. Some of the moves are bigger, but it's just been following the market. Some stocks do this for sure. But look at this. So, so January 2022, it gets flipped on, basically. We have this long shorting. This is the first kind of crash in 2022 down to here. That was this. GME hit this trough, so did SPY. Bounced up, little bear market rally, kind of consolidated. That's where we get this bounce, this consolidation from 210 here, and then another drop, newer low, the same kind of trough thing we see on GME happening right here. A little more sporadic down here, but new low nonetheless. This was SPY's biggest day on record. This one right here. I think that's right here on GME. So gap down and then ripped up. 224. Yep. So, but trending down, new low, just like right here on GME. SPY has been bearish, and then we get this bear market rally on SPY. GME, we get the same rally. So on the bear market rallies, it's outpacing in a big way. Just because it's heavily manipulated and shorted, I believe. And hit the top right at the same time. SPY comes down, consolidates. GME comes down, consolidates. Another drop, consolidation, more drop here, and then consolidation here. Drop, drop, and now we're in that trough. And now we get this little bear market rally again. GME does the same thing. So it's much easier to trade SPY than GME. Liquidity is much, much better. But that said, on the bear market rallies, GME, I mean, these gains are big, a lot bigger than the SPY. But until GME can until it fully detaches from this, I think this is just, I guess, clear sign that we are still locked in to the suppression. And hopefully a split will do it, or any sort of number of catalysts. But until then, I'm going to expect GME to follow SPY more or less, and on these bear market rallies, go long on GME. So if GME is looking confusing with TA, I can just look at SPY and see, all right, we're in it. This time it, I think it front ran 315. Yep. So GME did kind of flip a little, not even really flip. Look, 315's right here. That's right here on SPY. So 316, we had the green over the 9 daily candle, bullish MACD. That was right here on GME. We didn't have any of that stuff yet. And then on this little rally, I think it was pretty well timed together. Yeah, so this is 525 here, and that's that big day. So basically what I see on SPY as well as GME, consolidation before it decides its next move, since the overall trend on SPY is in a bearish trend. I think it'll come down after this consolidation, but that could be wrong. On the shorter time frame, the hourly here, we did make a head and shoulders today on SPY. I was calling this out in chat and saying if we don't pass 416.50 area, then head and shoulders, and we're going to come back down. And we were talking about this last week, just with this divergence. Kind of that false breakout to the upside. signified by this RSI divergence here. And then the gap up today, but rejecting that higher shoulder. So makes me bearish on it, but it hasn't broken out to the downside yet. And I suppose it could still rally, but I'm not sure. Kind of waiting on CPI data at the end of the week on Friday, presumably, and we'll see where it goes from there. And I think GME will just follow along more or less. So if it continues to rally, and maybe it will, because I'm expecting rally on GME coming into the end of the month or June OPEX. So potentially this will kind of consolidate for a week and then start to rally next week. Longer bear market rally, or maybe that's when GME deviates from the SPY algos. At this point though, it was getting a little bit confusing on GameStop, because the pattern, the cycles were a little bit different. This rip right here was a little unprecedented. It started with an SLD and turned into something else, because this was a big move. This was all kind of somewhat orchestrated. This was a bigger trough period, so maybe an extended period of time, like here and here and here. But this move more or less was right on schedule. This one seemed early. I was expecting this move at the end of the month, and I still think we'll probably get that mid to end of month SLD and OPEX. But potentially not. Maybe they did it here and just moved it up. That, or it is still repeating the cycle, and these moves are just becoming greater, because this period right here looks very similar to something like this, just on a bigger scale. That's kind of what I'm maybe expecting. Is we had this rip, looks like it's consolidating, and might just start melting back down to test this 90 level, similar to here. So we had a peak, got our drop, our kind of bounce, consolidation, and then more drop. This is just more exaggerated as it was back here. We'll see though. I guess I'm leaning more bearish on GME in the next week. Let's see. Yeah, maybe even a couple weeks. But yeah, I guess we have shares for upside exposure. It has a similar chart as a SPY, of course. We did have this wedge we kind of was downward resistance line we broke out of, but now it's created that same head, shoulder, shoulder. Got bearish MACD on the hourly. We did have that divergence also there with the RSI. So it looks like it's probably going to come down. I guess I would wait for it to start breaking some supports before it might hit double digits again. You know, because it's got a pretty big range up here. Probably that 124 starts to break that. Expect it to probably keep coming down. Tomorrow being Tuesday though, and covering from options last Friday, might have a little rip rally. And on the upside, I'd like to see it break probably 143, maybe 148 before I'd really think, okay, this consolidation's over and it's ripping to who knows where. And this is without any external events, and I think the only external event we have coming up really that could affect it is the split. The split date. They have 10 days from when they filed. They got the filing in on Friday with Delaware. So technically I think they could, I don't know if it's calendar or trading, probably business days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd assume they wouldn't count Friday. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So at the earliest, probably next Friday. And then I think they could actually split that day, because from what I understand, they can announce to the public 10 minutes prior, but to the SEC they have to announce it 10 days. So without a catalyst like that, I think we're probably just going to continue to be lockstep more or less with SPY, and I see that kind of consolidating, if not coming down. But I've got parameters on the upside and the downside for which way it breaks out, because I mean it does still look bullish. We've got bullish MACD on this longer time frame and a bull flag of sorts. But I guess since this big of a bump at this point in time wasn't expected, I'm just wasn't expecting it to sustain, so that's why I'm a little more bearish. Like, it'll probably come back down, retest, similar to here, before we get a run towards the end of June. Actually drew it out here on 6, was this Friday? Yeah, because, oh, okay, that's actually the time frame. I'll show you guys. So yes, so I was saying this looks like it could be repeating the same deal. I was pointing to the wrong area. This area, not this area. I was like, this is a pretty small move. More like this area is what we possibly could be in again. But then this day being, that was a huge day because of the market. So scratch that and just kind of flat and then dumping. Not sure if we'll make new lows. This was a higher low up here, but anywhere in the 90s. I'm kind of setting rules for myself because I am stuck in covered calls right now. Not all of them, but some of my shares definitely are in covered calls. If it's in double digits, no selling covered calls in double digits, unless I'm, I guess, scalping them. But I really just don't want to sell any cover. I don't ever want to sell covered calls less than 3 digits, basically on GME till the split. And if it is in double digits, get calls, go long calls, and probably a month of time. But anytime it's been in the last year, it's been in double digits, and long calls would have been a good idea, even if you got it at the worst time, like on this rip. If you got a month of time, it would have worked. So if we do see that again, that's what I'll stick to. You don't have to get it the first day, but within a few days, momentum will probably shift before you even need to. Like, yeah, here on the 4-hourly, we got bullish on the MACD for a few days before it ripped, and then even back here, pretty soon, shortly thereafter. Yeah. So that's kind of my idea on the TA of it, and just kind of it following the SPY more or less. So that said, if this is just a bear market rally and it's over here, it doesn't come more to 435 or so before it comes down, and SPY is going to come down, make another leg to 350, 360. Will GME hold up is, I guess, what I'm wondering, and I think it will. I think it definitely get back into the double digits, but if you look at the lows, you can just see them right here even. So it's kind of following SPY, but the moves are more exaggerated. This up move is so much bigger, so the downward move, it's holding up better than than a lot of stocks, honestly, guys. If you look at Netflix and even Tesla and Facebook, I mean, GME is holding up. Year to date, it's outperformed a lot of the big blue chips. But anyways, let's look. 314, 330, that's here, right? Yeah, so this bear market rally, here to here, at the rip, and this made a way lower low. So from 414 was that low, which was 81 here, 75, whatever. But then this came down to 386. But look at this low. This was actually a higher low than here, whereas SPY, this was a way lower low. So that's where I'm thinking. I'm not sure if GME will make new lows, even if SPY does get down to that 360 or so. But if it does, great. Load up. I close out, like I said, I realized about $5,000, I guess, on GME options that I had from when it was in the 90s, and we got those 120 calls. Those were the biggest ones. I guess I cut some losses on some, but there were some profits. I should have actually taken them last week. I had that poor man's covered call on the 130. So I had the 120 strikes and I had 130. I rolled it to 141 last Friday, and I should have just let it expire worthless because I would have been like $8,000. But I wasn't sure at that point. I thought we could still rip, and we still could. Not today, maybe some tomorrow, but I'm not sure if we're going to break out with this bull flag. I think we're just kind of chopping around, finding a range before probably more downside before big rip up. So what I'm left with here, I have a call credit spread on GME. That's bearish. I really don't like even trading options on here, honestly. It's just illiquidity, huge spreads, kind of sucks. So that's why I end up just trading SPY. My SPY call credit spread for today, I rolled to next Friday because I think it was going to expire in the money. It's a 410 on the bottom side, so I rolled it up to 411, so a little more wiggle room, and I rolled it to Friday. Fridays have been dumping because everyone's scared of holding over the weekend. We do have CP Live though on Friday, so we'll see on that. Chinese stocks were ripping. Wish was going. Got covered calls on that are close to in the money. Hood, there's a buyout rumor. We still have these 490, 500 just basically squeeze plays. These are great, but won't be great really until after that long leg gets in the money. So we start to see 495, and then that'll be 121,000. But otherwise, this is just kind of sitting here. But what's nice, it doesn't lose a whole lot of value. I got it for 60 cents. I could sell it probably for about the same. Spreads are wild, but yeah, besides that, it's not bad. UONE did the rug pull, did the Juneteenth rug pull, did it early. They signaled, get out. It's kind of foolish of me. I should have thought to start loading up on puts as this thing was getting closer to Juneteenth. I don't know why I thought I just want to go long on it, and because this move would have been awesome with some puts. Prior Juneteenths on this stock, it had more violent upside. It wasn't just a slow grind, so. But I had spreads anyway, so it didn't really matter. That was October. Yeah, this one and then this one. And then this year it was just a. This thing just got crushed 43% today. So I think the money's pulled back out of this thing, and we will see you next June. Probably look at it before June next year, just because yeah, they started running this thing earlier this year. They started in March. So, but getting puts as it's getting closer is probably the best strategy. So I actually ended up losing on that play. I didn't get out in time, started dumping. I thought maybe it'll bounce because we do see volatility coming up, and it just got away from me. So whatever. Let's look at these puts though on here. Didn't even actually check them out. So what was the pricing on this thing? It was 5 cents this morning. Went up to 30 cents. So not crazy. I guess there was pretty high of you already. Nothing crazy. So yeah, got out of those. Opened up another short position on Tesla. We're waiting for the bounce. We've had the bounce. It's settling down. If we have more of a bear market rally, then hopefully I have enough time on here. But I got the 570, 585 put debit spread. There's the UNE at closed. Here's my GME and then my rollover on SPY. Here's my Tesla bearish play. Not a huge one, but it's 1100 max profit. That's if GME is below 567. I've got some time on it though. Got 46 days to expiration, so hopefully that one's a max profit. And then this morning I shorted puts on GameStop, even though I'm somewhat bearish on it. I suppose I could close them and try and reopen them tomorrow. They're down though, so I'll just leave it and end up probably rolling on Friday. Open up this one. It's a 124 short put for Friday. $450 credit for that one. And then on my other Theta account, I did this 123 short put for Friday. 1% on. I suppose I could close it and open tomorrow. I don't know. I'll probably just run it because we could honestly just consolidate, and then this will be fine. We might not come down. So that was 415 in credit. So out of those two, it'll be close to $1,000 in just selling cash secured puts and GME if they expire worthless. And of course, we still have our short calls, 95 and 105. And that's what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you had a good weekend, and we'll see you on Discord. Peace out.